Who Said Rock is Dead? This is the Mosh Pit Podcast with your hosts, Wes and Ashley, showcasing the best in unsigned and indie new alt rock.
Well, back again. Hi, everybody. Today we have a new up-and-coming artist with us. Anna, it's nice to have you on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So this is our first interview back. We took a slight hiatus, break, quit, I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
He got burnt out.
The Mosh Pit is back, and we're back with a bang because we've got an amazing artist with us here today. She's super cool, super sweet.
Super talented.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Anna, tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you get started in music?
Thank you guys so much for having me. I've been doing music since I was little, but I've been playing guitar and writing since I was like around 14 or 15. And I started playing music out when I was 15, 16, those kind of ages. So.
Oh, very cool.
Nice. So getting out there young, lots of exposure.
Yeah.
So in your short time, what's been your favorite venue that you just absolutely love to play?
Well, I've played at Mad Life a lot. That was like kind of the first one that like I got started at. So that one's kind of
Sentimental.
nice. It feels like
It's
kind of home-ish.
Yeah, it's like your home, I guess, like your home away from home as far as being on the stage goes.
Yeah, just like comfort-wise, because I've been there since that was like one of the first ones. But I really like Big Door Vineyards. They're a really cool place also, and there's just the people that run it are really sweet too.
I love
That's
that.
awesome. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever been to that one.
It's up in White, Georgia, but it's like a beautiful property.
So
Okay.
it's one of the ones that's kind of up there in the mountains with a really good view.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of up near, I guess, Fainting Goat Winery kind of area. That's
Maybe.
that's
I
kind of
haven't
up.
been there, but-
That's kind of up towards like Helen and Ellijay, up in that side of the mountains.
Didn't Faint Goat, isn't it closer to Blue Ridge?
It is. It's in between Blue Ridge and Helen. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What's the furthest you've played out of your home area?
Like White, Georgia.
White.
Yeah, that's as far as I've
Word.
gotten so far.
Okay. Well, you're a Georgia native, right?
I was born and raised in Marietta. My
Ooh.
parents are from California, though, but
Word. California. All right. West
Yeah.
Coast.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Have you visited California?
I've been to like the Lincoln area because that's where my grandparents live.
Oh, very
But
cool.
that's the only part I've been to. But
Yeah. We're not huge fans of Los Angeles.
Anything past Arizona, y'all can have it.
The airport stinks. Traffic is terrible.
Now listen, you can't talk about bad traffic without mentioning Atlanta, okay?
Look, man, I'm going to say it because I've said it once and I'll say it again. Atlanta is full. Go home.
Oh,
I say, as somebody who's worked in the movie and television industry, please go home. We're full. And if you're going to come to Atlanta, go down to Pinewood Studios where you belong in Noonan.
dude, Noonan. I don't even like going there.
Nobody does.
So let's get back to you. Your latest track. Tell us about writing it. How did it come together?
well, I write a lot, like just like randomly. I don't always finish stuff, but I don't think about it too much because then it just doesn't turn out well. But I've been recording some stuff, and I'm hopefully gonna release some stuff soon.
Oh, very
But the first single I'm gonna release, I wrote that one when I was 16, and I don't know if I'm answering your question at all.
No. It was open ended. It was
All
enough
right.
to yeah. Because I'm going to ask you about your unfinished songs too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you just write when the inspiration strikes?
Kind of. I don't know. I try not to do that because then sometimes I'll just go like a long time without writing. But I try to like at least come up with something like every day. It doesn't always have to be something good or like to something finished, but to at least play around and make something. But yeah.
That's a smart way to go about it because I guess it would prevent burnout to at least make you do something, keeping the creative juices flowing. Speaking of creative juices, what gets those going for you? What inspires you when you write, whether it's something that you want to put out or not?
I don't really know. I like probably say like other people's art, if that makes sense. Like I get a lot of inspiration from other people, but also like nature. Like I really like nature and I write about nature a lot. So yeah, probably that.
It's a That's a good answer, I would say. It's a really good answer.
Yeah, definitely. Usually we follow that up. Like, do you drive?
I do drive, yeah.
So do you get any inspiration when you're on the road? Is there anything that like comes to you while you're, in the middle of road rage, yelling at somebody who didn't use their blinker? Probably a BMW driver.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if driving as much. When I'm trying to sleep, I think is when I get the most inspiration.
Yeah, why is it that in between, that weird in between space of I'm almost asleep, bam, creativity. Whoa, that's genius. I gotta write that down.
There's been so many times I'm like, okay, I need to go to bed at a reasonable time. I have to get up in the morning, and I'm like, I have this idea, and if I don't start working on it now, I'm gonna forget it, and then
next thing
I'll
you know,
just
it's
spend the
3 o'clock
next
in the
hour.
morning.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I need to finish it now. So
Yeah.
Do you ever get any of those thoughts, like middle of the night, you wake up, you've got a pen next to your bed, you write it down, 7 a.m. rolls around, you wake up and you go, huh?
yeah, I stopped having to write stuff down because I look back and I'm like, I don't know what I was trying to say. So I need to take a voice memo, or not that helps either, but I don't know.
The middle of the night creativity, it made sense to middle of the night you. 7:30, 8 o'clock, you goes, okay, so first of all, we're going to have to have a meeting about late nights again.
Getting back to your unfinished songs, what is it like going back to a song that you got so close to finishing and you're like, I need something to get this over, I need that hook, I need that last verse?
I find sometimes it just takes like taking a step back from a song to be able to finish it. Because there's some, it's like I started writing it a few years ago and then didn't finish it until recently because I just didn't have the mindset to like finish it until then. Or you just think too much about it and it's like now I'm like in this cycle of like, oh, that's not good, that doesn't fit, that's like not right for this song, and you just need to take a break and come back and be like, okay, it wasn't that deep, it's just I got in my head about it.
A little bit anxious, I suppose.
Yeah, I overthink stuff a lot.
I'm in that boat.
Yeah. So I don't know. I usually take a long time to finish stuff just because I don't often finish like a song all in one sitting. But I'll work on stuff kind of all throughout a long period of time and then jump between songs and come back to stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something on the shelf that you think you'll pick up next?
I've got like I think maybe 10 or 15 songs I've been jumping between. And I'll just like play them like once a day and see if anything new comes. If not, then I'll just go to a different song.
Yeah. Put it back till you can flesh it all the way out, right?
Yeah.
Word.
Do any of those end up getting reworked? Like you end up just scrapping the whole first verse, this doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I'll like, or sometimes I'm like, oh, I like the melody, it doesn't fit those lyrics, so then I'll just separate them and use the different parts for different things. I've taken verses before and made them bridges in a different song, or like, just like whatever is working, or like
whatever you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's your art. It's what you want. So,
yeah.
I'm with that. Yeah.
I like that, yeah. Speaking of it's your art, would you ever sell any of your songs, like ones that you wrote, you love it, but it's just not you? It's one of those, this could be good for somebody else.
Yeah. I've thought about that a lot. I'm not educated in the process of selling a song. I know there's like a whole thing with like pitching it and stuff, and I don't know that process, but it's definitely been a thought for like in the future.
Yeah,
because there are sometimes I'll just write a song in like a different genre I don't usually sing, and it's just for fun, and I'm like, oh, that turned out cool, but it's not really my style. But
definitely before you do that, definitely educate yourself in it.
Yeah.
That is something that the music industry is great, don't get me wrong, but there are also some dark parts of the music industry, and before you go doing something and letting somebody take your art and twist it, definitely do the education part, because it's very important, because your art is your baby, and if you're going to give it to somebody else, you're just like, okay, take care of it, and they're just like, and no.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I hate this verse, I'm taking this out.
Like, I'm just going to scrap the whole thing, but I like that, so here we go. Like, that is not what I wrote.
Listen, your melody was great, but these words,
Terrible.
I'm gonna start new.
It's just like, whoa, that's not what we agreed to.
So, what would you consider is your genre? Where would you label yourself?
I'm really bad at that. I always have to ask other people. I'm like, what is my music? So I've gotten like indie folk, folkish, like Americana type stuff, and then I've had other people say not at all.
Yeah.
You do like indie or pop stuff. I don't know.
So you're not heavy metal?
No.
I think you'd be good.
Nah, just in listening to what you've got out there, I would agree with the like Americana indie folk type. That seems to fit not only like your music that I've heard, but you, meeting you, this seems to be a good fit. But there again, labels are silly.
Yeah. Hey, you weren't in here when she brought her guitar bag. It's gorgeous.
I know.
Thank you.
So, are you an artist?
I am, yeah.
Very cool. What is your what's your inspiration on art?
I don't know. I try not to think too much about that either. I don't know. I just I like colorful things. I like visual overstimulation a lot. So like a lot of details or like lines or just like stuff to make it like overwhelming to look at, kind of.
So definitely not like a Picasso. Definitely the opposite of something like that.
No, I like Picasso too. I don't know. I like weird, interesting stuff like in terms of art.
Okay.
I'll have to give her the tour of the upstairs studio. My girlfriend actually owns an art gallery upstairs.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I'd love to see that.
forgive the wreck again. Flood, moved
No, you
everything
guys
up there, higher ground.
Amanda's art is great, and if you like visual overstimulation, she is your girl.
Ooh, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
We love you, Amanda. Hi.
She's very sad she couldn't be here today, but work.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Gotta love corporate.
So instead of bombarding you with tons of questions, I'm gonna throw an easy one to you to kind of to pick your brain. What are your 3 goals for the next 12 months? Where do you see yourself?
Well, I'd love to release music. I have stuff recorded. We're just like, me and my parents are figuring out the whole process of releasing it right now. It's not really an easy question.
No, but
I want to do more like live music stuff. I really like playing live. So that's something I'd like to continue doing.
Coming back on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
we'll have to get you back. Once you blow up, we'll have to get you back.
I'd love to, thank you.
Well, like I was telling them before you got here, they just broke ground on the amphitheater.
Heck yeah.
So they're talking about being done by October.
There you go. Just in time for Halloween.
I will be 100% surprised if it actually happens, but if it does, I'd love to talk to you about maybe getting you booked over there, maybe at one of our wonderful festivals that Rockmart sometimes does.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
when they circle back around.
Yeah, I'd love that, thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, then you mentioned your parents. Then
Yes.
I do have a good question about them. What role do they play in, your potential music careers in the next step? Like, they've always been supportive, and so what role do they play as far as that goes?
They're kind of being like managers right now and just helping me get everything together, which I'm very appreciative towards them, just like how supportive they are and like how much help they've extended to me, because there's just a lot of stuff I don't know how to do on like the business side, or I'm like I don't feel comfortable doing necessarily because I'm not the most educated in those matters, and just having them help me with that and like it's been great, and I really appreciate.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So then, again, with your parents, are they creative types as well, artists and such? So that's where the artsy comes from?
Yeah, my mom's an artist and she teaches art, and my dad's a musician. So they've always been like creativity's always been like super
Forward focused?
Yeah, and like very like supported in like our household. Like when we were growing up, it's always been like encouraged, which I think has been great, and like it's definitely helped me been more like, yeah, it's not like a waste of time. It is something worth doing, just because that was like the narrative they put in like our minds when we were little.
Yeah. Being the if you want to do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm with that. That's awesome. Your dad's also here in studio with us today, so shout out to your dad.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love when the parents help the creativity of the child, actually support it, because
Yeah.
there's so many out there that are like, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.
Like,
Well, let me waste my time, okay?
let me waste my time. It's my time to waste. Like, the parents who are like, do something practical. Be a doctor, be a nurse, be a teacher, whatever society says is normal. There are air quotes, and I know you can hear the sarcasm in my voice right now. I wish more parents would be very encouraging like your parents are, because I feel like the world would be a better place if they did. That coming from a mom. I mean, I'm just saying, the world would be a whole lot better if we'd all encourage the creativity.
No, we have AI now. AI will do the creativity, so
You know
you won't
what?
get distracted at work.
Skynet's coming. Skynet's coming. You know how I feel about that, and it's wigging me out. Speaking of the devil, yeah, so, and we talked about you blowing up, get famous on. How do you feel about how in recent years, like last season, I referenced Bad Omens a lot. They blew up really hard on TikTok, and I feel like, they had a really strong fan base before, but blowing up on the internet. How do you feel about the internet basically being what makes you famous now? If you even just get like a single on TikTok and it blows up and gets millions of views, how do you feel about the way the music industry is changing in that way?
I don't really know. I have mixed feelings on like social media and like having to promote your music through like short form content. I mean, it's cool if it does happen, and there's been like a lot of like really great artists that have like gotten like a lot of attention that is like well deserved through social media. Yeah. I think it's just it's such an odd like thing, and like an odd way of how things like have been like
shifted to that. Yeah, and again, short form content, AI, we don't really have. Unfortunately, TikTok has ruined attention spans. So, and then, you working on something that you're really creative about, and people only pay attention for 30 seconds at the most, which I cannot stand. Me, who has ADHD, I'm like, even I want to focus for longer than that, man. So, like, that's something else. Social media. How do you feel about social media and the music industry now? How that kind of is, if you're not good with social media, you can kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, because I'm like, I feel like I'm all right enough at like writing songs and like performing, but then it's like the social media side, I'm like still learning and like trying to figure that all out. And it's like, oh, if I can't do this, then like I won't be able to do that, and it's like just kind of scary. But
yeah, I would definitely agree. It is something scary, because you see like several small artists. What was the guy who did Golden Hour, right? The guy who plays piano. I have no idea what he's done since then, but the only reason that Golden Hour got really big was because it was on TikTok, and it got huge. Now where is this guy? He was on television, he was a guest host on The Voice, and now Golden Hour had its 15 minutes and it's gone, and it's just like, that kid had talent. Where did he go? You know? That's something that kind of is scary, definitely, to think about. But, I mean, your talent speaks for itself, so.
thank you.
Yeah, that's just something that kind of irks my nerve, because I only have one left.
Do you want to take a break here, play a couple of songs,
Sure.
and then we can come back, talk more?
All right.
Cool. Yeah,
Let's do it.
that. Yeah, if I can.
Rhymes.
I write riddles, I write rhymes, I write stories all night to occupy my mind. 'Cause the second I stop, I start thinking a lot, and this worry, it eats me alive. I can't get my mind to rest, even when I lay my head for bed. I worry about you, oh, I worry about me, I worry about everything in between. I worry if I didn't worry, my brain would be so empty. Oh, I worry about you, yeah, I worry about me, I worry nothing quite like seeing somebody's mind and realizing you think alike. I can't get my mind to rest, even when I lay my head for bed. I worry about you, I worry about me, I worry about everything in between. I worry if I didn't worry, my brain would be so empty. I worry about you, yeah, I worry about me, I worry about everything. I worry if I didn't worry, I wouldn't be me. Well, I worry about you, I worry about me, I worry constantly. As ironic as it may seem, I worry about worrying too much, about worrying. I worry about you, yeah, I worry about me, I worry about everything. I worry if I didn't worry, I wouldn't be me. I worry if I didn't worry, I wouldn't be me. Well, I worry if I didn't worry, I wouldn't be me. 'Cause I write riddles, I write rhymes, I write stories all night to occupy my mind.
Alright, this one is called Circles.
Do you ever think about how interesting the world would be if everybody here was as crazy as you and me? Do you ever think about how quiet your mind would be if you thought the way everybody else was thinking? 'Cause my head's run around in circles, wondering who, what, when, where, how. And I got all of these questions, but I can't seem to get them out. Always looking for the answers, but they're nowhere to be found. I'm caught up in my head again, but I don't think I'm coming back. Do you ever think about how lonely we would be if we didn't have each other's company to keep? Do you ever think about how annoying it must be going through life questioning everything? 'Cause my head's run around in circles, wondering who, what, when, where, how. And I got all of these questions, but I can't seem to get them out. Always looking for the answers, but they're nowhere to be found. I'm caught up in my head again, but I don't think I'm coming back. My head's run around in circles, wondering who, what, when, where, how. And I got all of these questions, but I can't seem to get them out. Always looking for the answers, but they're nowhere to be found. I'm caught up in my head again, but I don't think I'm coming back out.
enough. All right, we're back, and we just had a great concert.
I know.
She is super talented. Love that.
Haunting melodies, fabulous voice. We attributed her to it being the next Stevie Nicks. I see it coming down the line.
Thank you.
All right. Well, speaking of that, then, you said you really don't have any artists that, I guess, inspire you, take from a little bit from everything, right? But if you could, I guess, your musical idol, do you have one? Like somebody that you admire most, that you look up to the most?
I don't think like one person specifically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like when I like listen to someone's music, I usually just listen to like their music, and I don't.
You can separate the art from the artist.
Yeah, and I think it's just because I don't have the attention span to go learn everything about them as a person. But I like their music, so I'll listen to that.
I'm with it.
I
I'm with
know.
it. Yeah. And then we just heard a couple of your songs.
Yeah.
Very great. Super
Thank you.
talented. So we're gonna talk about the first one that you did, Riddles and Rhymes. What inspired that song? Tell me about it.
That was one that was like I was supposed to be sleeping, and like that first verse came to me, and I don't know. It's kind of about two things. Like the verses are kind of like about my relationship with writing, and where like it feels like something I need to do, or like I can't process through things or like figure things out. And like the words for that are like I write riddles, I write rhymes, I write stories all night to occupy my mind, because the second I stop, I start thinking a lot, and this worry eats me alive. So it's like if I'm not like constantly like doing something, I just start like thinking too much about everything else. And then like the chorus is like about like overthinking and worrying, and yeah. So
So you're essentially writing about relieving your own anxiety with your passions.
yeah.
I like that. It's
Yeah.
a good outlet to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and then the song Circles. The guitar part is creative. Where did you come up with that?
So I'm self-taught with guitar, and there's like a lot of like, we can call them techniques with air quotes.
She did the air quotes, people. I saw it.
Meaning like there was like certain sounds like I wanted to have with my playing, but I didn't know how to like achieve that. So I would just make up stuff. Like the picking for that song's really weird. Because I would love like fingerstyle guitar, but I was like didn't have the patience at the time. Like I wrote that guitar part when I was 16. And I just like didn't have I could have watched a YouTube video and learned how to, but I didn't. So I just made up like my own picking technique. And it's funny because like it confuses a lot of people, and they'll like other guitar players will come up to me after like shows or something, and they'll be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm sorry.
And you should never apologize, because there's no wrong way to do that. And if somebody tells you otherwise, they're lying. Like there's a guitarist, Jesse Cash from the band Era. I think you definitely like that style. He does a side project called Ghost Atlas that's kind of got that type of thing going on. But I do like the melody for Circles, because it sounds like the guitar part is going around in circles.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's a very repetitive guitar, but I was like, it kind of fits if it's circles, like.
Yeah, it definitely fits the title if it's going around in circles. I'm with it. Yeah, so you said you're self-taught. When you were little, I suppose, and picked up a guitar, what was I want to do that? What was that moment?
Well, like my first instrument I took seriously was like the viola, and like I played in like an orchestra. But I didn't play guitar until I was 14. And I think what made me want to is like I had been like messing around with the ukulele, and I was like, oh, I kind of like singing. I bet a guitar would fit my voice better. And then I came home from school and stole my dad's guitar and taught myself. And, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Dad loved that. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah,
he's over there smiling. We know he loves it.
So when you get those inspirations, those late night everybody's asleep. Do you ever just pick up the guitar, wake everybody up, and you're like, I am writing this now, just deal with it?
I used to, and I would try to be super quiet, and then I wasn't, and my mom would be like, "You need to go to sleep." But we have a rule now. It's like if you need to play guitar late at night, you have to go to the basement. So I play guitar in the basement a lot.
That's a wonderful rule.
Yeah.
That's a smart rule.
Yeah,
Do you play electric guitar?
I've played electric guitar I think like 3 times in my life.
Should we gift her an electric guitar with a good amp
feel
for
like-
3 a.m. basement?
No,
Oh, my parents will love
I
that.
think her dad would absolutely go feral if we did that. What do you think,
Eddie?
Dad?
It's funny. My brother and my dad are both like electric guitar players, so we have like there's like so many electric guitars in my house and like amps and stuff, and I just like never really like.
It never tickled your fancy.
I've tried like I don't know. I messed around with one of my dad's guitars recently, and I was just like I don't know.
You know,
I feel like I could if I don't know. I could do some cool stuff, but I'm just like
if the
I
inspiration,
love acoustic guitars. Like
if the
that's
inspiration struck, you could do it. But that's like I said, that doesn't tickle your fancy. That's not your vibe.
not right now. Maybe in the future, but
Yeah.
I just really love acoustic guitars. Like they're
Art-
just
Art is
they're
evolutionary.
pretty. So.
They are pretty. I would agree. And circling back to before, definitely would say folksy.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
hauntingly American folksy. 100% is what I would give it if we're putting labels on stuff. But the air quotes are back, guys. We don't label stuff. That's lame.
Why did I bring you back? Anyway,
You love it.
so have you ever messed around with like a electric acoustic? One that you can plug in if you need to, but it's also just
Oh.
loud enough.
Like mine has like a.
Does yours have the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know. I didn't see it. What brand is yours?
Mine's a Taylor.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are nice.
They are
Those
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
That one's a little goofy with sound. Like sometimes live, it's a little tricky to get it to sound good, but
Yeah.
it sounds good occasionally.
Sounds good when
nice.
it needs to.
Yeah,
Like-
sometimes.
It's like, okay, now, go.
Have you done any like the competitions? I know Mad Life used to do the the live.
I don't remember.
I've seen a few shows, so
Yeah.
I was curious if you'd ever done any of those, like
I did
the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, when they used to do them at the Old Masquerade before
Yeah.
it shut down. Shout out to Old Masquerade.
Never done like a live competition necessarily. I've done like I did the Georgia Songbirds. It's like another local podcast. They had their
Yeah.
competition in like February of like songwriters.
Very
So I
cool.
did that. It was all on Facebook. And I'm doing Eddie's Attic. They have their every 6 months they have like a shootout. So I'm doing one in July.
Where?
Kind of nervous for that, but
You'll be fine. You're really talented. But
you.
with bigger competitions, have you ever thought about something like on a national level? Like America's Got Talent,
Oh.
The Voice? Have you thought about American Idol? Is that something that you could see yourself headed to? Because you've got talent, kid.
I'm kind of scared of those. I don't know. I don't think I'd do well on them just like with my own like stress, I guess, or like
Yeah.
anxiety about that. But I don't know.
That's not up your alley.
I don't know.
And don't be anxious. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Maybe the Mosh Pit should start like a American Idol style show.
I'd
Just
be with
bring in musicians, let them play, and
Have a vote every week on Facebook.
that'd be cool.
That
Yo,
would be
I'm
cool.
with it. Hey, there's a thought. There's the creative Wes I've missed.
Sorry, work and life and
Work and
everything
life, and
else.
we're adults. Well,
Let's not talk about it. Let's go back to the music.
Let's go back to the
fun part of
talent.
this. So, tell us where you're going to be, what's the next show, and where everybody can find you on all your socials.
I have like a couple, like more local to me gigs. Like I'm doing like Two Birds Tap House on Tuesday. I'm really awful with dates, and I'm like I do not remember them right now.
Dad,
but
do you
I
know the
post
dates off the top of
everywhere.
your head?
The 28th is Mad Life.
Oh, I'm doing the Mad Life patio on the
On
28th.
the 28th. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I post everywhere I'm gonna be on the social media, and you can find me like anywhere at Anna Calvin _music.
Word.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, not anywhere, but on Facebook,
Like,
Instagram, and TikTok.
The main places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big three that run everybody's life.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's on Twitter anymore.
It's not.
I'll never call it that. It's Twitter.
I am not. I am not allowed to talk about politics anymore. I made someone cry. Oh, don't feel bad. They deserved it.
Okay.
It was me. Don't let her lie to you.
It was one time, and it was back in November.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming out. We've absolutely enjoyed this.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
Is there anything that you want to touch on before we let you run away?
I'm going to be releasing some music soon. We're hoping the first single can come out in July. So I'll be posting about that too. But
We'll be on the lookout on your social medias.
thank you.
Now, these last two songs, we're okay to play those? You're
Yeah,
good
of
with
course.
that? Okay, cool.
Cool. All right.
Are those going to be on the new album?
No, I wrote both those songs this year, so they're not going to be on it.
Okay. Well, hey,
But-
you'll hear them here first, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, exclusives.
Anna, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank
We've
you.
absolutely enjoyed this.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.